Now for the big stories of the day, our panel joins us. Tyler Adams is here, Newstalk ZB host in the afternoons. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Ryan.
Good to see you at this time of the day.
Likewise.
And Carmen, Parahi, journalist, is with us at the desk as well. Morena, good morning.
Morena, good to see you again.
Great to see you too. Hey, local government, everybody's favourite topic. Ooh. Why is it, Carmen, that 41% of us voted? Like, it is one of the most complained about parts of society because they do all the basic stuff, but we don't go out and vote. We have the chance to this year, but most of us won't.
I know. Why?
I don't know.
We've got to vote. I mean, voting is so much fun, right? I actually look forward to getting my voting papers. I look forward to going, who is it going to be this year, right? So it gives me a sense of power, and that's what I like to tell people is actually, these little papers give you some power to actually have your say. You can't complain about things, complain about your rates, complain about infrastructure if you haven't voted, or can you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we hear this, oh, I can't be bothered, oh, why should, my vote doesn't count. It actually matters.
It does count, but it's boring. It is boring local government. It is not sexy, it's dysfunctional. I mean, do you really care about your rubbish and the roads and a lot of things they do?
I do care about the rubbish. And if they took the collection to fortnightly, I would, I'd want to throttle somebody's neck. But
they do that down in Christchurch, by the way, so you wouldn't like living there.
Do they?
Yeah, they do, twice fortnightly. But it needs to be jazzed up a little bit. We've got to get some sexiness into local government again, and maybe...
I agree. Some great marketing campaigns.
Maybe,
got to do it.
Arguably what was happening down in Wellington was a little bit sexy, a little bit weird as well. But having a day where we could have, like we do with the general election, you've got your voting day, you get the polls going, you get the flags going, barbecues cranking. Maybe that's a way to get people actually to care
people
about.
out on the streets.
What about
on the corners, ramping up the traffic?
Online voting is the other thing, because I reckon, it would make it so easy. It would be, you'd be a fool not to almost. But I still don't really understand what the reason is why we can't. Is it we're all going to get the Russians involved and they'll hack it? I don't know. But it would seem to me that would be an obvious solution because people would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
You've got to make it sexy, make it interesting for everyone.
Yeah. And just on the online voting, I agree, because last time I voted, and I think it is important that you go down and you vote, even though I didn't know who was on my community board and all that sort of faff. But with the online voting, that is key, because when I got my voting papers and filled it all out, I waited to the last minute because I had to go drop it off at the council. Then I've got to go find a park and go in there and put it in the wee box. What a faff about it.
No, too much faff.
Too much
Online
faff.
voting is very good for Gen Z and millennials as well.
Yeah.
Less so for those that actually pay a lot of rates,
True.
which is the older set.
But they're probably already voting. That's probably the 40% who are voting. Bowel cancer. We had a chat this morning because we had a survey out, and 1 in 4 of us can't name a single symptom of bowel cancer, despite it killing so many Kiwis every year. Carmen, I was a little bit surprised to hear that people couldn't even name one. What do you make of it?
I'm not really that surprised. It's terrible, though, that we wouldn't be able to. And especially given that we're all web doctors these days, and we all like to Google and find out what's going on with us. So until things start to change, we don't really take much notice. And people, we're in a cost of living crisis at the moment. People will go and do their work, think, my tummy's a bit sore, there's blood in my stools. Who cares? It's okay. It'll go away. I'll deal with it later. When in fact, you should get to the doctors. But there again is a problem because it's very difficult to get doctors. So now people are moving to telehealth services. So there's a whole lot of, it's way more complex than we don't know. But our public health as well, messaging, could be a lot better.
Yeah.
Again, sexier.
Yep.
Bowel cancer actually gets a lot of gets a lot of promotion and gets talked about a lot. We have Bowel Cancer Awareness Month. But from a Māori perspective, the government shut down the Māori Bowel Cancer Program, which I was really disappointed about because that pilot program actually, if it had worked, because they were allowing younger Māori men to try screening, free screening, if that had worked, it could have been rolled out to all New Zealanders. In Australia, 45 years old.
Yeah, much younger.
In New Zealand, 58 at the end of this year, 60. That's a huge age gap. That's 15 years of people that we could save. If it's caught early through screening, 90% of people are likely to come through it.
Yeah, you can actually save a lot of lives, can't you, with that?
Yeah, and to Carmen's point, I think there's that head in the sand mentality, primarily for men. As you say, they might have a bit of a pain in their side, or they've lost a bit of weight and they think she'll be right. It will pass. And when we chatted about this on the show actually a couple of weeks ago and mentioned those symptoms that a lot of people don't know about, we actually got an email from a guy who was listening and he heard what the symptoms were and he thought, bugger it, I've got one of those symptoms, I'm going to go down to the doctor. I haven't gone for a long time, and they found a lump in his prostate. And hopefully he's going to be all right. The doctor said that may have saved your life. But that's huge. You get an email like that, and that is exactly why people need to get these messages, right?
Yeah.
And just talk about them in shows like yours and yours.
Yeah, and make them sexy. So how do we make...
Normalise. Just normalise.
Yeah.
So it's just normalise, hey, you're losing a lot of weight. Are you trying to do that on purpose, or is there something else going on?
Yeah. Yeah, is it Wegovy or is it bowel cancer?
Is it Ozempic? Or are you doing a lot of running? Free gym membership?
Have you read this article about trying to save endangered species like kiddo by eating them, Tyler?
Yep.
Would you have a chomp on some kiddo, do you reckon?
Absolutely, I would. Absolutely. If we farmed the kiddo and it was okay to have a bit of kiddo beside your chicken and duck at the local restaurant, absolutely. And I think anybody watching right now, they would do the same, surely.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful bird. Looks like you get a good fillet out of a kiddo. Surely you'd go for a kiddo.
Well, you'd only get a good feed out of a kiddo after it's been out eating all the metal berries out in the forest, having a good feed.
Nice and sweet.
So it would be seasonal, that particular bird. Yeah, but we just want to say it is illegal at the moment to eat a kiddo. And, you know, we have had an iwi leader who was convicted of taking a kiddo from the Southland to Northland. So it is illegal. But I do remember getting in trouble because we reported on this years ago. Ngāi Tahu had started a kiddo program in Banks Peninsula. And they said, you know, one day maybe with a plethora, skies filled with kiddo, forests full of kiddo in Banks Peninsula, we might be able to eat the kiddo one day. That didn't go down well 20 years ago. It might go down a little bit better these days. One of the things I got out of the spin-off article about the kiddo was around the difference between conservation preservation, which is a Western idea of conservation, which is the preservation of things, compared to Māori, which is around sustainability. So that is using traditional mātauranga Māori to actually use and understand when and where we can take birds like kiddo.
Yeah, because you want to use them for sustenance too. I mean, that's what Māori have done for ages.
1,000 years.
Yeah. And it's a smart idea, isn't it? To farm something that is endangered or we need to boost the population up. An incredibly clever idea to farm them, and then once the population gets to a certain level, then you can use that for customary rights or for people to eat. And I think you could spread that out to a lot of other birds. Yeah,
well, the problem with the kiwis is only one egg, takes ages. It's not
so you wouldn't touch
viable.
those. Yeah, so it's where it's sustainable and it is part of what we call the maramataka, so where you actually have to know your environment, wherever you live, and understand all of the tohu, we call them, which is the signs of your area, and that includes kiddo and all the different birds that come in and go through in your environment.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so it's about sustainability and working with the environment and nature rather than farming. I don't know about farming kiddo, but definitely
having enough that you can take without destroying.
It also builds, it appears, I don't know, to build resilience in a bird or a fauna that has struggled over time. So it could be a way of building their resilience as well.
Us eating you is good for you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Hey, we want to bring back the moor. Could you imagine the drumstick?
Get a lot of meat off the moor.
I know. All right, team, thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah,
nice to
see you.
That is Newstalk ZB Afternoons host Tyler Adams and Carmen Parahi, journalist.